He came here with his chairman, the Honorable Ahmed Arthur, who is the sitting member of parliament for Kankwe South, and also the board chairman of Metro Mass, is also here. My own board is fully represented. Mr. Nimo is here. Togbe is here. All of them to give us support this morning. Now, we are here this morning to support the president to commission our buses. This company has traditionally relied on government support, the taxpayers' support in acquiring buses and keeping the company afloat. Indeed, after a long period of decline, the taxpayer, through the government, came to our aid in October 2016 by getting for this company 50 brand new buses. Since then, the company has managed to leverage the operations of these 50 buses from the taxpayer and improve our balance sheet so that today STC is able to provide for itself on its own balance sheet 100 new buses. Now, I have every confidence that this is a signal that the STC has turned the corner. We are no more going to rely on the taxpayer. We are no more going to be a burden on the taxpayer. We are going to be a company that will stand on its own. We will pay our way. We would make our profit, and we will actually give the taxpayer some money in return. So, but you would know that an effort such as this will need the support of many people. Agricultural Development Bank came to our assistance. They were impressed by our new balance sheet, and they gave us 75% of the money to buy these buses, and we provided 25% of the money from our own resources. So we thank the Agricultural Development Bank. Mr. John Mensah, he's here. I'll have him make a few remarks to you. We also thank our own father, the Minister for Transport, the Honorable Isiama. He has always given us a listening ear and provided us with enormous support during the process of acquiring these buses. And as I speak, is engaged in helping us to moderate the clearance procedure at Temaport, the transaction cost, so that we'll be able to finish that side of the business. So we thank him too very much. The management has been wonderful in the last 2.5 years. The unions of STC have been fantastic in providing us the support that we need. But most of all, the president of the country has been extremely supportive. We all know that this year, 2020, has been a very difficult year for the country. And STC has suffered a lot this year. The closure of the borders with our neighboring countries, has cost us 50% of our revenue as our operations in Abidjan, Lomé, Cotonou, Ouagadougou, which gave us 50% of our revenue, has been shut off by the border closures. But it's a sacrifice we all understand. It has cut our monthly revenue from 5 million cedis on the average to 2.3, 2.4 today, as I speak. Our salary for all the 600 workers Our salary for the 650 workers comes to 1.5 million Ghana cedis. Our fuel bill that we pay to Goya every month is another 1.5 million cedis. So revenue of 2.4, 2.5 doesn't cover salaries and doesn't cover fuel. And this is where the president stepped in to support us. In April, the president gave directives for massive support for us to enable us pay salaries. And as I speak, the selected state-owned enterprises that have been specially selected to receive public support to pay salaries, out of the 8 or so companies, the president makes sure that STC is part of those 8 companies which will receive government support for salaries up to December. So, and I'd like to make a pledge to the president that with the support for salaries up to December, from January, we would operate these buses based on those supports that will never go back to government for any support. So it is appropriate that today, the president himself will be here to commission the buses for us so that we would start working. We are going to spread throughout the country. All the defunct STC terminals all over the country are coming back. And we are coming back on the basis of sound business and economic principles. So, I am told that I have only 5 minutes to speak, and those 5 minutes are up. So I'm going to sit down. But I pray for God's blessing for today's ceremony, and that we will all come up the better for this morning's ceremony. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for MD. God bless us all. We now invite Dr. John K. Mensah, the Managing Director of ADB, to give his remarks. Thank you.
His Excellency, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akuffo Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Minister for Transport, Honorable Kweku Ofori-Esiama, the Managing Director of Intercity Coaches, Honorable Nana Akumia, with permission, all protocol observed. On behalf of the board, management, and staff of ADB, I'm delighted to welcome you all to this morning's event, which is the official handing over of 100 Daewoo Zyle buses from South Korea to the Intercity STC coaches. I'm reliably informed this is the largest fleet of buses purchased by the company in 20 years. And I'm glad this is happening during the era of no other president but His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akuffo Addo. Indeed, our president and the NPP deserves 4 more to do more. With the great work done by Intercity, STC, the board, management, and staff since 2017 to bring Intercity Coaches Limited back to life, we didn't hesitate when we were approached for assistance by the management to help augment the fleet. of buses. An amount of 13 million US dollars was spent in acquiring these brand new buses with a 3-year repayment arrangement. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to commend the Office of the President, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Transport for the waiver of port charges of about 25 million Ghana cedis on the buses, which would have ordinarily gone to add up to the cost and hence the services. We are aware that the management of STC Coaches Limited have opened more terminals nationwide. This gives us optimism that they will repay back the loan facility within the 3-year period, so they can access more funds, as we have already done a facility for the next fleet, which will come up very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, the past 3.5 years have been highly remarkable for ADB, and with the mandate and the push given by His Excellency, the President, the bank has refocused its direction to positively impact agricultural sector. The bank has taken its rightful position as the lead bank, providing financial intermediation to the country's agricultural sector. We have been the major partner for key government programs such as the Planting for Food and Jobs, Railing for Food and Jobs, Planting for Export and Rural Development, One District, One Factory. In this year, launched the ambitious 500 million Ghana cedi poultry value chain initiative. The bank has also collaborated with the Outgrower Value Chain Scheme, the Ghana Incentive-Based Sharing Scheme, GESA, to implement the rice value chain project at reducing volume of rice imported into the country. Also in July this year, under the patronage of the President, the bank pre-financed the purchase of 1,300 outboard motors at a cost of 19.8 million Ghana cedis for the Coastal Development Authority and the Ministry of Fishes and Aquaculture. Ladies and gentlemen, today's ceremony marks the beginning of a new, improved partnership between ADB and Intercity. Financing passenger transport, especially Intercity, has a strategic input into agribusiness. It is interesting for you to note that the middle class and the top class are all venturing into agribusiness in all the regions. Instead of driving high fuel cost consuming vehicles to various projects and farm sites, we are admonishing that the safest way, the less costly way, is to go STC and to reduce the cost of production. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you, and I wish to commend the Office of the President, and I admonish you to stay safe and observe all the health protocols under the COVID-19 era. God bless us all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mensah, MD of ADB. We now invite Honorable Kweku Ofori-Esiama, the Minister of Transport. A round of applause, please.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akuffo Addo, Honorable Member of Council of State, Mr. Ejiri Branson, Honorable Member for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, an MP for Anyanso Tium, Madam Sherry Arikoboche, Honorable Minister for Roads and Transport, and MP for Tiwa West, Kwasi Amwakwata, Deputy Minister for Trade, Honorable Deputy Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, the parliamentary candidate of Kolekrote, Prince Deborah, the parliamentary candidate of Okaikwe South, Madame Dakunwa Newman, the board, management and staff of STC, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and duty to be part of this memorable occasion for the commission of 100 buses for Intercity STC Coaches Limited. First of all, Mr. President, permit me to express my sincere gratitude to yourself, Prez Akuffo Addo, for finding time of your busy schedule of your tour of Greater Accra to perform this duty. Today's ceremony, Mr. President, demonstrates government commitment in making the service of public transport efficient and more reliable to the traveling public. Your Excellency, in the year 2017, as I took office as a minister, STC operated with a total of 50 Scania buses, 12 old Yutong coaches, 6 mini Toyota buses, and 3 mini buses. This was inadequate to meet the growing demand for passenger services and the competition from other private sector operators. The company with this limited fleet was underperforming and was recording net revenue loss. Mr. President, consequently, the ministry, together with the board and management, took a decision to restructure the operations of the company with the introduction of various innovative solutions, including e-ticketing, luggage automation, GPS tracking, and fuel management system. Key private sector players were therefore engaged under the PPP arrangement to review and manage all the non-core services, thus allowing the company to focus on its core business. This strategy, Mr. President, turned the fortunes of the company from net revenue losses to net revenue gains. It was therefore not surprising that ADB Bank readily approved the request that we made to them for a loan to support the acquisition of these 100 buses. I am grateful to the governing board of STC for the forward thinking and changing the image of the company. Permit me, Mr. President, to take this opportunity to express my appreciation and gratitude to the board and management of ADB Bank for believing that STC and supporting us with a credit facility. This, please accept my deepest appreciation. Your Excellency, similar support over the past few years has also been extended to Metro Mass. This was purely government intervention. Upon your instruction, we procured 100 buses for Metro Mass. We delivered 50 of those buses in December 2018. And January this year, Mr. President, we delivered the rest of the 50 buses. That is why I have brought 2 here for people to have a look at it, so that they will not go and say that we didn't do anything. I know that after this statement, they will say that we haven't done anything. That is why I have brought 2 for them to see what we have done for the people. Between 2018 to date, government provided credit facility to Metro Mass Limited for acquisition of 100 buses. The first batch, like I said, was delivered in 2018, and the rest, Mr. Transport, we have delivered to them. It is the hope of government that other financial institutions will emulate the example of ADB to support the transport sector with the acquisition of new buses to provide safe and comfortable transport services to the traveling public. Before I take my seat, Mr. President, I wish to appeal to all drivers and motorists to observe the safety rules on our roads, especially as we approach the Eurotide. Road safety, Mr. President, is a shared responsibility. And let us hold high the road safety campaign on Arrive Alive. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now have a singular honor to invite the man who delivers on his promise, the man who talks less but does more, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo, Akuffo Addo.
It's okay.
Greater Accra Regional Minister and your deputy, the member of the Council of State, Minister for Transport, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Member of Parliament for Anyaso Utuo, Minister for Roads and Highways, and Member of Parliament for Etiwa West, Chairperson, Chief Executive Officer of STC Company Limited, the Director General of SIGA, the Managing Director of the Agricultural Development Bank, MPP, Parliamentary Candidate for Okankwe South, residents of Okankwe South constituency, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the third day of my working tour of the Greater Accra region. And I'm very happy that the first stop on my tour today is here at the STC Company Limited. The reason for my happiness is because of the story that the Chief Executive Officer told of a state-owned company that is determined to stand on its own feet, pay its way in the world, and contribute rather than be dependent on the public exchequer. We should give a very big round of applause to the CEO and the management of STC. He has talked about, on the basis of 50 buses that were provided by government some 4 years ago, he's been able to develop the operation of the company to the extent that on the basis of the company's own balance sheet, they can go to an important bank like ADB and solicit for assistance, which was readily forthcoming. This is an example that should be emulated by all the state enterprises in our country, that they should be professionally run, and commercially driven. The Chief Executive also talked of an important development this year, and that was the closure of our borders because of our fight against the COVID-19. Unfortunately for STC, a lot of its revenue, 50% of its revenue, comes from its ECOWAS operations. It's buses that go to Abidjan, to Lomé, to Burkina Faso, etc. So with the closure of the borders, that income was lost and immediately put the working of the company in danger. It was in order to avert that danger to the operations of the company that I instructed the Minister of Finance to step in and provide the support for STC so that they can continue its operation. Again, I'm very happy to hear the statement that was made by the Chief Executive Officer that after December, when that support runs out, he believes that they will be again in a position to stand on their own feet and proceed from there. We have to salute his determination. I have to confess, at the time when I appointed the Chief Executive Officer as to be responsible for STC, I myself was very surprised because originally I had sought him out to take an important ambassadorial appointment in Ghana. He's a very senior member of our MPP family, former minister, and I wanted him to take his experience and abilities abroad to help our country. He told me that he had a different proposal for me if I would accept it. And the proposal was that he would forego going abroad and stay here and take over the running of STC. I looked at him, but then I knew him. I knew him well. That this is a man who is full of unorthodox and attitudes and proposals. And something told me that he would be able to do it. And I'm happy to say today that he's doing a great job. We know how important transport is to the economy of our country. And the work of STC in advancing the economic development of our country is extremely significant. I'm grateful to the Agricultural Development Bank and its leadership for finding it possible to support the revival of STC. I know the main focus of ADB is on agricultural development, but nevertheless, because of the importance of transport in the value chain of agricultural enterprises, he has been able to find this additional support. And we want to thank you very much, Mrs. Dr. John Mensah, for the support that you have given to this enterprise. The transport sector of our country is also blessed, not only by Nana Kumia and ADB, but also by my minister, Kwaku Esiama. He is an excellent, hard-working minister and has been doing a lot of work to advance the interests of the transport sector. Let me end by reiterating two things that have already been said. One, for the need for all of us to continue to respect the COVID-19 safety protocols. Our country is doing well. We're gradually coming to grips with the virus, but we are not out of the woods yet. So it is important that all of us maintain the steady progress we're making by continuing to wear our masks when we leave our homes, washing our hands, using our sanitizers, respecting the COVID-19 protocols. If we continue the way we have been doing, I'm very hopeful that very soon we'll be able to say goodbye to the virus. But we cannot afford to be complacent, and we cannot afford to take anything for granted. Let us continue to be on our guard and do the right things by the safety protocols. Let me also end up by saying that one of the major problems of our country is the carnage on our roads, the deaths and accidents that are occurring on the roads of Ghana. Is far too much. We're hoping that the policies that are about to be put in place by the Transport Ministry are going to be able to curb these things, and everybody will be involved. So, I'm going to use this occasion also to say a few words about the 4 More for Nana agenda. In 2016, I came to the country with promises about what I would do if I was given the chance of government. I did so because I had no record as a president to put before Ghana. I had been a member of government before. President Akuffo did me the honor of appointing me as his first Attorney General and subsequently as his Minister for Foreign Affairs. But I was not responsible for the country. It was President Akuffo. So when I was selected to lead the NPP, I indicated to the country the things that I would do as president. It is because the people of Ghana accepted those promises, as well as the poor performance of the Bahama government at the time. It was these 2 things that allowed the people of Ghana to give me this decisive victory in 2016. I'm grateful for what happened in 2016, but today I'm not in the same situation. I've held Ghana for 4 years, and I'm asking you to renew my mandate on the basis of the work that I have done these 4 years.